Thank you, Tracy. A trusted White House advisor is now in charge of the nation's response to Ebola. President Barack Obama will appoint Ron Klain to manage the federal government's response to any threat of an Ebola outbreak in the U.S. Klain is a former chief of staff to both Vice President Joe Biden and former Vice President Al Gore. He currently heads up an investment group.
And he has a huge job ahead. Stopping Ebola will be tough and require cooperation with health officials and the public. News Channel 3 senior reporter John Palmentary joins us live. And John, you got some interesting reaction from people around town today about this new Ebola czar.
And after mistakes following the first detection of the Ebola cases in the U.S., we spoke with local residents to get a measurement of their level of confidence after the latest moves from the White House.
I'm sure the Center for Disease Control can take care of it.
If only everyone was this confident about the U.S. response to the Ebola crisis.
And I'm sure the president's totally up to date with this stuff. The last thing he wants to see is anything that's going to hurt the economy, and this would really hurt the economy, hurt people's lives, and that's the last thing he wants.
But the spread of Ebola is a top-of-mind issue with Americans, many who believe we can stop it but still aren't fully convinced.
Well, if they keep on like they're doing, I think they're going to get a handle on it. But if they lapse, like it can spread by just touching someone from sweat. That's a really big thing that they're not prepared. Hospitals aren't prepared.
In talking to residents, air travel concerns are still very high.
But if you were like someone who traveled often with business or something, I think it would be something I would be more concerned about, especially with air travel, I think.
With the appointment of Ron Klain as the Ebola czar, managing the U.S. response to the crisis is as important as managing the public information.
We had the same reaction about 4 years ago with the bird virus out of Asia. We were freaking out. But I think with this, it's the same thing, where we tend to overreact to things. I think it's a very serious problem, but I think the Center for Disease Control is a master of keeping an eye on this stuff.
Clearly mixed reactions, but the public certainly is aware of this and appears to be keeping in touch and talking about this quite a bit. We'll see how it plays out in the days ahead. In Santa Barbara, John Palmentary, News Channel.